Hey guys, we're here. We made it to Redbull TKO, and I'm actually seeing the bike that I'm going to race for the first time. The team was nice enough to build this for me. We've been going back and forth. Am I going to race Light B? Am I going to race an Ultra B? And honestly, it only took one ride on an Ultra B with 1821s and gummy tires, and I was sold. So the way we set this bike up, besides the wrap to make it look good, IRC gummies, front and rear, 1821s, a couple guards on the rotors to protect the brakes, hand guards to protect my hands when I drop it. Okay, so last time I dropped my bike a lot. It's slippery, there's rocks and roots everywhere. You have to pick up your bike like 25 times during this race. So because this bike is quite a bit heavier than my Light B was, we have tugger straps front and rear so that I can kind of get it picked back up if it gets in a tricky situation. And then to add about 5 horsepower, I added this wrap. I think it looks pretty good. It turned out well. We'll have these on our store pretty soon in several different colorways. But if I don't do well in the race, at least maybe I can try and look good at the finish line. That's all I got. Brian, anything to add?
You forgot the most important bits. What about your boingers, your suspension?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do to those? Want me to tell you what I did to them?
Thank you, yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what I did to them.
Seen this yet.
So we are experimenting with suspension tuning on the Ultra B. It's a little more difficult than we had hoped, but we're working on it. All the bikes are set up slightly different. On the Light Bs, we were always going stiffer, stiffer, stiffer. On the Ultras for this particular race, we actually are going softer in the valving.
Yep.
Because we want the nice squishy gummy tires and the suspension to soak up boulders as big as you and logs and all that stuff.
Yeah, that sounds counterintuitive, but last year, if you watch a lot of our video footage, we were sitting down, like kind of skating through a lot of sections because just, you know, I had my feet down a lot just trying to catch the bike. So I think having it softer for this type of terrain is actually a huge benefit.
Yeah.
There's no big jumps that I have to worry about like on the motocross track.
And on your bike in particular, this is a brand new bike. We did not open the suspension and do any tuning inside of it. We just adjusted clickers. So we have this one set up pretty soft, about 4 out, whereas normally we're like 8 or 10 out. So just use the clickers to soften up the compression.
I know we're going to get this question, so let me go ahead and answer it now. This bike versus Light B and how built our bikes are in today's world, you know, KO motors and X9000 controllers and $3,000 worth of suspension. How much money do we have into this bike as it sits right now?
You're making me do math
Let's do this real quick because it's important. $64.99 for the bike, just under $1,000 for the wheels and tires, right? No suspension tuning. Hand guards are what, 100-something bucks? Handlebars and a skid plate. So all in, we're probably looking at, I'm just going to do quick math, $8,000.
Yeah.
$8-ish thousand for the whole bike. The Ultra Bs are great trail bikes, which is going to be, I think, awesome for this race. So $8,000 versus double that for my bike, for Brett's bike, for your bike. That's a big difference.
A lot of bang for buck.
Yep. Let's go see how it does with me on it. Let's go see how I do with it, and then we'll compare that to Brett and DJ.
Well, yeah, by the way, so we actually have 4 racers riding for Charge this weekend. We've got Nate. I'm not racing. I'm going to support, take some video, and do all that kind of stuff. Dump water on you guys when you're hot and dying.
We'll appreciate that.
We've got Brett Baldwin, of course. DJ Osborne, you've probably seen some stuff on him recently. This is his type of riding, his world. And we've got another guy named Andrew. You've seen him in a few of our videos. I honestly never ridden with Andrew, so I'm curious to see what he does on these bikes.
We've seen him featured in Charge Cycleworks videos in the past, riding with Brett, but now he's showing up for a hard enduro. Happy to have you here, bud.
Happy to be here.
Just don't beat me.
You have to hitchhike home if you beat him.
I know, right?